Greetings everybody and welcome to Madrid Ball. I hope you all are doing good, and it's time we switch focus to La Liga because certainly things have become very interesting with our rivals slipping up. We have witnessed some turbulence amongst the top four. Atletico were recently beaten by Athletic Bilbao. Barcelona, title favourites in the eyes of many, they could not handle Granada, and the equation is very simple for us. We have to win all the remaining 5 games and hope that Atletico lose one of the remaining 5, and we should be sailing fine. And yes, that is easier said than done. Sevilla will be a big challenge on the road. We have a team crippled by injuries and fatigue, and we all know every game from here on is going to demand a lot out of the players. We saw in the Granada-Barcelona match, Granada were very organised. They didn't give Barcelona much room, and we also saw how each and every team at this phase of the season is struggling with fatigue. It's the same with Barcelona, it's the same with Real Madrid, it's the same with Atletico, and I think in the end, it's all going to come down to who has the mental grit, the mental fortitude. That team is going to win La Liga this season. Zidane has also time and again emphasized how difficult it is to win La Liga. The teams with less talent, the teams with lesser budgets, these teams have also shown winning spirit, especially playing against these big sides. The lower and mid-table teams have shown extra motivation, and that's why football is so beautiful. Lesser teams can beat the mighty, and that is what we have seen in recent weeks. So in this video, we will be doing the match preview of Real Madrid versus Osasuna. We also have some news updates regarding our players, and lastly, we will finish this video by doing the match predictions. So let's get started. Real Madrid will be hosting Osasuna at the Alfredo Di Stefano, and if we talk about Osasuna, they are currently holding the 11th position. They have 40 points from 33 games, and if we have a look at the recent form, they have 3 wins, 1 loss and 1 draw in the last 5 matches. Now Osasuna are a side who can be very well organised at the back. They do have a good defensive structure in place, and the last time we faced Osasuna, the game ended as a 0-0 draw. If you all remember, Real Madrid had to play in the snow at the start of the year, and it was not at all a good display against Osasuna, so Real Madrid would be hoping to show some much better football against their opponents. They have taken points away from us this season, but we cannot allow history to repeat itself. We have dropped 4 points in the past 3 games, but we cannot afford to drop any more if we are to keep our title hopes alive. As for Osasuna, we should be careful of the 2 attacking players, Roberto Torres and Ruben Garcia, and they would be trying to bring creativity to the table and possibly set up Budimir, who would be leading the line for Osasuna. Now talking about Real Madrid, this is the latest squad list. We were expecting the likes of Mendy, Ramos and Valverde to return, but none of them were able to make the squad. Ramos, as we see, he has been training with the group and he is expected to return to the squad very soon. But very recently we also got some very bad news regarding Dani Carvajal. He has picked up another injury, he has hurt his hamstring this time round, and Carvajal must be absolutely frustrated with the way the season has panned out for him. He has just played in 13 La Liga matches, 2 Champions League games, so definitely he has been very unlucky this season, and how much is it down to the medical team and the rehab? We can only speculate here. It would have been nice to have him add defensive solidity to the team during the final stretch of games, but the season may have ended for him, and now Odriozola would be hoping to prove Zidane and the board that he can offer a lot to the Real Madrid side. But talking about another player who was very useful in the absence of Carvajal, yes, I'm talking about Lucas Vázquez. He was one of the regulars in the side before he picked up an injury, and now we have reports suggesting that Lucas Vázquez is very close to extending his contract with Real Madrid. The news outlet AS were the first ones to break this news, but Marca as well are backing these claims, so there is a high likelihood that we would be seeing Vázquez wearing the whites of Real Madrid in the upcoming season as well. The reports suggest that Vázquez has been offered a 3-year contract with a 5 million salary and is also likely to accept this offer despite having better offers from Bayern Munich and PSG. So that is great news for Vázquez. He had really upped his game when Real Madrid was struggling with injuries early on in the season. He had adapted very well to the new role that he was handed in the side, and I think he did all the hard work to earn that contract extension. A team like Real Madrid do need utility players like Vázquez and Nacho, and keeping our finances in mind, it would have been difficult to splash the cash for a quality right back next season. So Real Madrid look to keep faith with Vázquez, and let's hope he will continue playing at a good level in the upcoming years as he has done this season. Moving on, let's dwell on the thoughts of Zinedine Zidane from the pre-match press conference. Zidane spoke on a lot of topics this time. He spoke on injuries, rotations, but first, while previewing the match, he said, "We are still in this competition, fighting for the title. We have been focused on our work day to day, and La Liga will be tough until the end. We are approaching the end of the season and we've got a hugely important game, so we are focused only on that. There are 3 points to play for and we are going to try and take them." Then Zidane was asked if the defeat of Barcelona changes anything. Now we all know right now we do have the advantage over Barcelona when it comes to the head-to-head record this season, and even if both the teams finish the season winning all the remaining matches on the road, Real Madrid would be crowned champions. So on the question of Barcelona's defeat, Zidane responded, La Liga is very difficult and that's how it will be until the end. I don't take pleasure in our rivals losing games. We want to win La Liga and we'll fight to do so until the end of the season. We want to focus on what's to come, and all we are focused on is the Osasuna match. Following that question, Zidane was asked why Real Madrid were having more injuries than the rest of the clubs, and to that question Zidane responded, I can't tell you what's causing it. Every club has had problems. Perhaps we have suffered even more, but to get to this point, like we have done despite the difficulties, is an amazing reflection of what every player has given and the character of this team. This is all thanks to the hard work and dedication to our passion and believing in what we are doing on the pitch. Then Zidane was asked on the situation of Marcelo. There were doubts about the availability of Marcelo in the game against Chelsea. Apparently, all eligible voters in Spain are randomly selected by the Spanish government to work at polling stations when elections take place, and this time round, since Marcelo also holds Spanish citizenship, he has been selected to work at the polling stations. There will be elections for seats in the Madrid Assembly, but here the problem is Real Madrid would be travelling to London on Tuesday, while Marcelo will have to be involved with election duty on that day. He will not be travelling with the rest of the team, and in this case, we do hear some reports suggesting that Marcelo will be travelling to London on a private jet that Real Madrid would arrange, and apparently Real Madrid are not at all happy with the additional expense that this trip would cost them. So on this matter, Zidane said it's the way it goes. He'll fulfill his obligations. Nothing changes. He'll be with us on Wednesday. Zidane was then asked about the physical condition of the players. We have all seen how Real Madrid have physically not looked up to the mark in recent games, especially in the second half. So on that question, Zidane replied, physically we are fine. These things will be decided by fine margins. We look in good shape defensively, and the key thing is to use the ball well. Our strength lies in working together, defending as a unit. We have to improve with the ball, and that's what we'll try to do. When we've got the ball, that's when we can make a difference with our technical quality. And then finally, Zidane was asked for some injury updates on Ferland Mendy. He said he won't be available against Osasuna. He's still recovering and he hasn't trained with us yet. We'll have to see how he is for the Wednesday's game. So we see there is a lot of uncertainty regarding the situation of Ferland Mendy. AS earlier had claimed that both Mendy and Fede Valverde should be ready for the Chelsea game, and I am wishing both of them make it on time because we clearly need the ability that the two of them possess. So those are the thoughts of the coach, and now let's conclude this video by doing the match predictions. This is a must-win match, but keeping the Chelsea game in mind, we all are expecting a few rotations here. Now that can be a bit risky, but I don't think many of us would be complaining to see some of the regulars getting some time off. In goal, we should be having Courtois. In defense, I think Odriozola will be starting in the right back position and Nacho in the left back position. The centre back pairing of Militao and Varane may continue, and I think Varane here, he needs to have a solid game to boost his confidence. In the midfield, it would be interesting to see if Zidane hands both Kroos and Modric a rest. There are some reports suggesting that, so I'm predicting Zidane will go with the midfield three of Isco, Casemiro and Blanco. It would be another chance for the youngster, and I'm hoping Isco can be better than what he has been in recent times. And lastly in attack, I predict Eden Hazard making his long-awaited return to the starting 11, and he would be joined by Karim Benzema and Rodrigo on the right side of the attack. So that is my predicted lineup, and as for my scoreline predictions, I predict Real Madrid 2, Osasuna 0. So that is all I have here. Do let me know how you are feeling ahead of this match. How many rotations do you think we should go with? Write your thoughts and your predictions in the comments below. I will see you soon. Till then, take care. Glory to Madrid. And as always, a la Madrid.